This is Tape Swap Radio. Our guest today is the Insidious Rays, and the members of the band are here. John, Seth, Mikey, Chris, and Matt. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thanks for having us.
You.
So you guys have been playing in the Lehigh Valley as long as I've known about local music here, having grown up here, back into the 2000s. So first, how long has this band been going?
I think we're coming up on 16 years, roughly.
16. So you can drive now officially?
Yeah, we're official. We can drive.
Okay.
We got a learner's permit at the moment.
Yeah.
So Maddie, you are the one that sort of originated the band.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about how the Insidious Rays got started?
Before I even recorded anything, I had the name. Just kind of came to me one night, and I was like, I'm going to make a band called the Insidious Rays one day. And then I started recording stuff on a 4-track. I kind of started, I think, actually recording under that name in '98 and having just cassettes with the Insidious Rays on it laying around. And that's pretty much where it all started. I would like come home from doing things, like I was in school at the time, so I would like just come home and sit down and get in the zone and just make a bunch of weird songs.
I was locked out of my bedroom many times while he would record.
Oh yeah, we were all
many hours. You can't be in here for at least the next 3 hours, that he would tell me.
I guess I should point out as we go forward, Maddie and Seth are brothers. So
True.
the Genevic brothers there.
Real brothers.
Real brothers.
You said our last name correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
I know, having a difficult last name myself, it's important that you have the
can
right
sympathize
pronunciation.
with that.
So you two have been playing in bands for many years.
Yeah.
When did the other members of the band come in to the Insidious Rays?
Well,
We've been playing together. Me and Maddie have been playing together since
early 90s.
93, 94, something
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
Wow.
Punk
We
rock
had a
bands.
punk rock band called the Whackers back then. I had another band at the time too, and we played a show with John's old band, and that's how I met John like 26 years ago or whatever. And it's just crazy. And John and I and our friend Dave Johnson went to Hawaii in 2001 and walked around for a couple of months. And when we came back, I was like, okay, because I had all this stuff in my head when we came back, and I was writing in my brain and writing in my pad and whatever, and we had some instruments there. And
I think it was 99, honestly.
it was like 2000.
I'd say 2000.
Yeah, 99, 2000, because I remember coming home from college, and you had your big mutton chops from when you were going to Hawaii.
Right.
Mutton chops.
That's all I remember.
I'd been bugging Matt to do that stuff because I'd heard the Insidious Rays stuff.
I would
was
play
like,
them
dude,
tapes
you should
all
make
the
a band.
time.
You should make a band. You should do this. And then finally he came around and said, yeah, all right, let's do it.
So then it was originally me and John and Mike. John
And it-
on drums. Of
Actually, it
course.
goes back before 98 because we were doing the first Insidious Rays song in the Whackers.
Oh, like in '95.
And that band broke up in 97.
Okay.
So I'm just
Okay, so there
a
we
couple
go.
years off,
There's some
but we've been
lineage.
doing that shit since like 95.
So that's the origin.
So
Sorry,
y-
Maddie and
Maddie
Mikey.
started that way, so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then it was me and Mikey on guitar and singing, and Mikey on bass, and Johnny on drums and singing. And then we were like, the songs I was writing just started to evolve in a way that was like, we should add some more stuff to this. And we had two friends, Nick Levinos, who we had on keyboards, and then David Johnson was on bass, and Mikey moved over to guitar, which he was more stoked about anyway. So from there, then we had some lineup changes, obviously, because now we have Seth. We had Jay. He replaced Dave back whenever. Jay Hedrington was playing keys with us for a while. He left. Then we were a 4-piece and touring like that.
I think I
And
joined in
then-
2006. I think that's.
Yeah, Seth would
somewhere around
actually
there.
do a lot of fill-in work too, when Dave couldn't make because of other musical obligations that he had going on. And then Chris started playing with us about officially like a year ago. But he also used to sit in with us and do songs live when we were playing in Bethlehem. And and then here we are now as this lineup, which has been killer.
Mike
Coming-
missed the show because he cut his finger. That's the thing. The first Chris Insidious
Yeah.
Oh,
Rays
yeah,
show.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
I cut off my fingertip.
Skydiving
Yeah.
accident.
Wow, really?
You thought of it, yeah.
Legit cut off the
in
fingertip.
Oh, yeah,
the
he
Blue
really-
Sky in the Blue Sky, not the Blue Sky Cafe.
And the clear blue sky.
I was trying to correlate the
Clear blue sky is the clear and
Never
present
mind.
danger in the sky.
Yep.
Cut his finger right off.
All right, so from punk rock beginnings in the Whackers to the Insidious Rays now, And that really is something that strikes me when I listen to your music on your albums. There's a diverse range of musical influences coming at you. You know, I've heard punk rock songs. I've heard like psychedelic rock songs, you know, and everything in between. So can you talk a little bit about your influences? You know, does it go beyond punk rock? What else are you drawing from when you play?
Growing up, I was exposed to a lot of music because my parents were really into music, and my dad had a big record collection and was also a musician, and so there was always music playing in the house. So as a young man, I just got into a lot of different music because I was exposed to it, and I always really loved punk rock and metal. That was like two things I really gravitated to, and especially like with our brother Todd and Seth, we would sit in our room and just like draw crazy shit and listen to Iron Maiden and stuff, like, you know, just really getting into some heaviness when we were younger. And I listened, you know, Bad Brains, and like our cousin Pamela, she played me like some Voivod and Dead Kennedys or something in her car when I was like, I don't know, fucking 13, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. But anyway, so luckily I have super best friends that are also weird and listened to a lot of music growing up, and are free thinking and are just all about like, let's just play music for the sake of music and doing it like because it's there, and you don't have to put yourself in a hole. Like we can do a country song, but it still sounds like us doing a country song. And our surf stuff, it's us, but we're doing our take on the surf. And you know, that's, I think one thing that I'm really proud of what we do musically is like everybody has their personalities in the music, and it gives it a cool color. And it's not just a country song; it's an Insidious Rays country song because it's probably crass and it's a little weird, and you know,
Probably.
Crass and weird.
Probably.
most likely.
Yeah, and even the subject matter you write about. I know you have a song about a mythological beast in the ocean.
He's not mythological; he's real.
Real, okay. everything like that,
Yeah.
from to a song that you play today called Rock and Roll, which is really just straightforward like that. You really cover the gamut of songwriting topics too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Some of the songs are, interestingly enough, are like personal jokes with myself that I'm like, if everybody else gets this, that's awesome. So some of the lyrical content will be like just a weird joke that I had in my brain when I was, I don't know, thinking about stuff and just, you know, out there for a minute. Luckily, they are fully supportive of those things, and
We usually get the jokes.
yeah, and they get it a lot of times. The stuff we
We'll
talk
yell at
about
you if we don't get the
together,
joke
and when we're
thing,
stuck
too.
in the van, all that stuff comes into song play, like Country Cockpit. That, you know, song fodder came from just being in the van and driving a lot down south on tour and seeing all this Jesus stuff and a lot of truckers and just thinking of this odd like trucker story. I don't know.
Being in the Lehigh Valley and seeing you guys, I think I've attended a couple of quote-unquote last shows ever from the Insidious Rays.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, there's a few of those.
Yet here you are, and you have a new album that you're in the process of finishing up right now.
Yeah, we have a good bit of work to go yet, but we're getting there. It should be, I'm guessing, maybe in the new year it'll be out, really.
So early
realistically.
2018,
Yeah.
thinking. Okay. Tell me about what's going to be on this new album. Where are you at musically now as a band?
Some of the stuff we did today, or I think all of the stuff we did today here, will be on the record. A lot of it is material we were playing back before we split up and took our hiatus for a while, and everybody split to do their things. We had those last couple, last shows happened because there was a huge response from our fans that wanted to see us play again and hear those songs, and we wanted to do them too because we all have a really good time together as friends and musicians. Like, we just vibe off of each other, and it's a real hoot when we're up there doing our thing and getting loose, and we have like the time to stretch out and actually give an audience our show and do our full thing of chaos and hilarity that happens. And
I don't think we knew they were gonna be the last ones.
yeah,
I mean, we thought they were.
we thought they were,
but
we,
we
like
then
you said, here
then there
we
was a
are.
couple more.
Yeah, everybody did different things during the time. Obviously, after we stopped playing, I guess it was 2008.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
well,
2008.
and I moved to California
Moved
for
to
5 years.
California,
So.
yeah.
Mikey,
Yeah.
you moved to California for 5 years. Okay.
Yeah.
So that put a damper
that-
on the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
flew
did,
back
we did do
for-
a reunion when I came back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
you flew back.
2010.
So it was
I
never
think I was
really-
at that show at the
Yeah.
Funhouse.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So there was that. Yeah.
All right. All the songs that you played today for the session are going to be on the new album?
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so it's a little bit of a taste of the new album that you gave us today.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. I'm sure the album will have a little bit different vibe to it, but that's what we got going on so far. That, and we originally had 13 songs lined up for the album, but I believe it's probably going to end up being a bit more than that. There was stuff that we wanted to record, and we're still, in the process of that. So, and to really give a big chunk of awesome for everybody.
All right. So I want to ask a question just to get in your head a little bit right now.
Sure.
I'd like to know if you could be a traffic light at an intersection anywhere in the world, where would you be?
Somewhere near the beach.
Yeah, I'd say somewhere down in Key West.
Maybe
there's like
Hawaii.
A stoplight somewhere.
I'll be a traffic light in Waikiki.
That sounds good.
Very good. I think you'd have a good view down there.
Yeah. What about you guys?
I'm going to Key West. There's got to be a stoplight somewhere on one of those bridges that just looks out into the Gulf Coast or somewhere. Just stare at that forever. I don't care. Watch the sun come up, watch the sun go down while I turn yellow, red, and green.
That was pretty Irie, man.
Hey, thank you. You know me, these. I may not have the dreads anymore, but the weed's still blasting my brain away.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, we really enjoyed having you here, and
Thank you for having us.
best
Thank
of
you.
luck in the
Thank you.
future as you go
Thanks
forward
so
with the new
much.
album, and you're playing again in the area. Any plans to go out on tour?
Yes, we've been doing some short runs here and there. Everybody's super busy right now, so we're doing as much as we can with what time will allow us to do. So we're maximizing that time whenever we can. We're going to be in Vermont next week, and then we're going to be in Maryland, Elkton, Maryland. Our friend is opening a kind of like a School of Rock theater performance place called That Performance Place in Elkton, Maryland, and it's for kids of all ages to come and hone their craft, to do some rock and roll and performance and art and whatever. And so we're going to do the grand opening of that with a bunch of great bands, and
Oh, great.
we're looking forward to playing Nectar's in Vermont. We've got a lot of friends up there and some Rays fans that are probably ready to rock out. So we're gonna go and bring them some rock and roll.
Great. By the time this airs, it'll probably have already happened.
Yes.
So let's just say it was a great show. Everything went fantastic.
Of course.
Of course.
Beautiful show.
Anytime we're playing together, it's always a good time.
We end every interview with a pick from the band. Is there somebody that you ran across touring that you'd like to give a shout out to? And we'll end the interview with a song from them.
Cool. There are so many bands that we know and love, but one that came to our minds is a band called Matte Black, M-A-T-T-E, Black. They're out of New York, and they're cool, heavy psychedelic rock, 3-piece. They will get in that skin and get you rocking, so check them out.
All right, we'll play a song from Matt Black to go out. But the members of the Insidious Rays here, John, Seth, Mikey, Chris, and Maddie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
Do we do a radio thing like for DIY? You're listening to 88.1 with the Rays.
Sure.
We could say it all at the same time, too.
Yeah.
Hey, what were we saying?
Hi, this is the Insidious Rays, and you're
Listen
listening
to
to...
88.1 WDIY.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
This
Hey,
is
this is the Insidious...
What are you saying? Hey, or this is the Insidious Rays? Which one?
Hey!
Just this is the...
Okay, yeah. Hey.
Why don't you say it, and then we say WDIY. And
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
together. We don't have to say the whole goddamn 2 sentences together.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, ready? Hey, this is the Insidious Rays, and you're listening to WDIY.
88.1.
Woo!
Yeah, I tell you goofed it up though.
Baby, I could stay right here forever.